pupil to help her a little bit with it?
No.
Oh, she did on her own?
She did this all herself.
Wow.
I'll show you what the pupils did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show
So they
you.
did second, just the second time, they said they let some pupil that I could
That's right, yes,
not
yeah.
most of her, so it's amazing.
So this is all her work.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you kind of feel as though you're walking into the book of cows.
Yeah.
You know, many people that come, they say, well, I was coming here, I didn't know what to expect, but not this. Yeah. Okay, so now, we're talking about, this is the Peace Monument for all the poor old soldiers who lost their lives in the First World War. Now, I'm going to talk about that. These windows, she asked Harry Clarke, who's a very, very famous Bologna stained glass artist, he was in Dublin, and if you've been in Bewley's Cafe in Dublin, there are lots of his famous windows there.
The one right off Grafton Street?
In Grafton Street, yes, in Bewley's. Now, she asked Harry Clarke, he was ill at the time, so he wasn't able to do these windows, but he overlooked all the work. So she said exactly what she wanted. And this particular one up here, this is actually for I think what's his name? Is it Joseph Walsh? Yes, Joseph Walsh. And he was from Tipperary. So he was a little drummer boy the time of the First World War. He was 14 years of age, because when they enlisted in the First World War, all these poor kids gave different ages. You know, if they said they were 18, go ahead. If you said you were 26, go ahead. That's what happened. And he actually was a drummer boy, so he wouldn't have had a chance. He's going out with the drums, and that's the end of him. And his parents actually asked if for this little work of art in honour of their son, you know, little Joseph. He was 14 years of age. Now, I'm going to talk about this because all these soldiers, God love them, they had no idea what there was ahead of them in the First World War. And we were under English rule. So of course it was like the Irish were literally poverty stricken at the time. So they thought, well, okay, if I go to war, not having the slightest notion of what was ahead of them, well, if I die, my mum and dad will get my pension. If he was married, his wife would get a pension, which they did from the British government, yeah? Now, they all gave wrong ages. There's one particular soldier, he was born in Dun Laoghaire, and he fought in the First World War, and he was injured in France, and he was brought back to the UK and then to Ireland and then up to Leopardstown Hospital. That's where they looked after the injured soldiers that managed to get back to Ireland, and he passed away. So he's buried in Killaby graveyard. It's down near Dean's Grange. It's near, do you know, not Baker's Quarter, you know where the Super Value is in Dean's Grange. You just go across there, and then you take the first turn on the left and you'll see it. So I was doing the tour, and this couple came in, and they were interested, but they said they were doing some history of the family and so on. So they were more interested in this headstone. So on it was his name and so on, and his age. And then they said to me, no, he wasn't 26, he was 16. So they gave all the wrong ages. Now, many soldiers down in Dun Laoghaire in Waterford, there's a huge big monument. 3,000 young men lost their lives from that area. Up in Stepaside, there's another monument. All of those poor soldiers lost their lives. Like, the amount was just unbelievable. Now, most of them didn't have a headstone because the families couldn't afford a headstone in those days. So it was only after the Good Friday Agreement that the British government decided, well, okay, they can have a headstone. And this poor guy that is buried down in Killaby, he has his headstone, and the British government, they look after that. If it was damaged or anything, but it took all that time for them to get acknowledged.
So is that what, 60 years? 65 years?
Yeah, well, the First World War, it's about 25 years, is it, since they're 30, since the Good Friday Agreement? Something like that. I think 25 no, hold on, it must be longer. 30, is it?
It's 1998 for the...
Sorry?
1998 to the...
That's it, yeah.
So it's 25.
So 80
25.
years.
Yeah. So that's why I feel that this monument here is so significant, you know, really at the end of the day, because they didn't have a chance, God loved them all, you know, and they were never acknowledged by anybody in Ireland. Nobody spoke about it because they were fighting for the crown. You know, it was all kind of, you know, keep that quiet, you know. But look, so this is poor old Joseph. So that's in honour of him. So now I'm going to go to Lily. So Lily